Ladies and gentlemen, this is JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Won-Jin.
This is our Let's Talk session, where we talk with y'all about everything and anything.
Mm-hmm.
The title is a placeholder, but we put in Doom Dark Ages and Doom Eternal because I'm a Doom fan. Won-Jin hasn't played in a while.
Yeah, you know, it's because I get motion sickness from playing these games.
First-person shooters, right?
Yeah, you know, I had no problem playing these when I was younger, but I don't know since when, but if I play first-person shooting games these days, I get motion sickness within like 20 minutes, and I have to lie down.
Okay.
Oh, Scott Walker, Zezzy, what's up? Hey, boys, how you doing tonight? I'm looking forward to this Let's Talk. I'm just watching Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a pretty good scary movie. Watch it. Okay. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, for people who are new here, this is a session that's led by the chat, so the title is a placeholder. I'm going to talk about it in between breaks.
Oh, this is also based on a game, Five Nights at Freddy's.
It's a horror game. I think I played one of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it any good?
I don't think you'll like it.
Okay. Jin, since he had the white t-shirt tonight, I wanted to dress up as Billy Loomis this Halloween with the blood and everything and blue jeans and the white t-shirt. I'm kind of concerned, like, if you dress up like that on Halloween, if people don't recognize the character that you're trying to impersonate, they might actually, like, report you to the cops or something.
Really?
Yeah, because if you have, like, blood on your t-shirt and you're walking around, and if some people, if they haven't seen Scream, like any of the Scream franchise, they're gonna have no idea who you are. If you wear a mask or something, then they would know that you're like a part of Halloween. But if you don't, and you're just a regular dude with a bloody t-shirt, I think some people will be alarmed.
No, but how about we just dress up as accountant and just put on a regular clothes?
Yeah, I don't think people are gonna get that. Matthew Lillard is a killer than the main villain in this movie. He made his long-awaited return for horror movies because of this film. That's why he's returning to Scream 7.
Yeah. Oh, man, but Doom Dark Ages, I just finished the campaign in Ultra Violence. That's the third hardest difficulty. And it's good, but I can't help but compare it with Doom Eternal. Because Doom 2016 really revived the Doom genre for modern audience. So you're basically a demon killer. I think you'll like the game, Won-Jin. It's your kind of game. Doom, basically the main character is the Doom Slayer.
I like anything that involves like purging evil.
Yeah. Like, no, the mission is literally called Punish the Guilty. And you kill demons. And basically 2016, you know what the great thing about Doom 2016 is? You're always running at full speed. You have no reloading and just shoot demons in the face. And there's no plot. There's a plot, but you can ignore it. And Doom Eternal added a lot of fun stuff to that. And then Doom Dark Ages, they're adding another fun stuff to that and a different spin. But I could tell I'm getting old because Doom Dark Ages, for me to finish the campaign, I had to rest like 3 times.
But why?
Because I was tired.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't. My hands hurt, and I couldn't follow the demons just like you. And then because Doom the Eternal, I think I finished the campaign the first day. But anyway, there's a new movie coming out in 2000 called Good Boy. It is about a dog that can see ghosts. It's supposed to be a scary movie.
That's actually a very fresh idea because there's a saying that like cats and dogs can see ghosts.
That's right, the spirits. Yeah. Mostly the spirits.
And in some horror movies, they have this horror element where like I don't know why, but you always move into a haunted house. This new family moves into this haunted house, and their dog or cat just like stares into the air for no reason. Yeah. But if the whole movie is in their perspective, I think it's gonna be very refreshing.
That's an interesting idea. Boys, I loved online. It's been confirmed that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Ben Affleck's Daredevil movie are both in the same universe. Why do they include Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire in that movie? Because they sell, man.
They need to make money. Some of the games I always liked are open world games.
Explorations.
Yeah.
Did you play World of Warcraft?
No.
I loved it.
I was never really into like MMORPG. I mean, yes, I have played a lot of role-playing games, especially like the Final Fantasy series, but it was all about me going on an adventure. I didn't really like the concept of like MMORPG because it's like a competition. I think that was like the element that addicts people. Because you know that while you're sleeping and not playing the game, someone else is playing it, and they're getting ahead of you.
That's how they make money.
Yeah, I really wouldn't want that feeling. And another thing I didn't really like was that the game had no end. There's no ending. It just goes on forever. It still goes on even now. And I kind of want my game to finish like Final Fantasy. So I want to go on a journey and then see how it ends. But World of Warcraft, in the World of Warcraft, that was missing.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you play it?
Yeah, I played I quit before the first expansion, and I had a level 60 warrior. For me, like the first drop was the best. But the problem is, after every DLC, it's just chasing the next high for me. Because you get 10 levels up every DLC. So it was 60 in the first one. And it was amazing the first time I played because you could interact with other players like never before. Like you would share the same world. And all I did was hide in the bushes and try to sneak up on them and kill them. And like everybody does. But afterwards, I had to get a job and do different things. So that's why I quit. But it was, if you play World of Warcraft, you are an addict. Like, not in a bad way necessarily, because if you like it, you like it. But it takes, I think what adding to what Won-Jin said is, it takes, because it never ends, it takes a huge part of your life.
Yeah.
One session is at least like 5-6 hours minimum if you do a dungeon run. Star Trek.
Enterprise is wonderful with Fallout, Stalker, not for Jin. This is super, super scary. And so many others, including the oldest versions of Lara Croft. I mean, Tomb Raider, because of the good, heavy puzzles. I never liked MMO and LOL, League of Legends, you mean? And that because there are too many players and it's too competitive. I actually like Dota. We used to play Dota a lot.
Yeah.
I liked it because the game ends, like one single match is about like 40 minutes, 30 minutes. And I like it because it requires a lot of like the elements that I like. You have to do strategic thinking. It's real time. It also has that role-playing element because you level up. And as you level up, you unlock like new skills and stuff. And you also can change the dynamics of the game and also like the dynamics of your player through buying different items. So there are like this like infinite combinations of strategies and skills that you can unleash.
No, but I remember you play. You didn't do no infinite combination. You always went with the...
But I always had this like favorite. I was very biased towards, like the strength characters. Because I like to be like the vanguard of my team. I charge in. I do the stuns. I initiate stuff.
When Won-Jin and we played together with our college friends, he was the first one to come in, stun me, and then when he dies, he complains.
I was very personal with all those like moments.
No, but my question is, you came in first, of course you're dying. Like, why are you getting angry for killing you? You just threw a hammer at me, stunned me, and tried to kill me. You're the first one among your, like, 4 teammates. Like, of course you're going to get killed. Like, you're your first target. Like, you're in the zone. So, it was fun like that.
Yeah, so I like those, I don't know what they're called, like AOS games, because I think the first kind of such games was something called Eon of Strife. It was like a use map for Starcraft.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think they're called AOS or something. Or MOBA, I think, MOBA.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're called.
Yeah.
So I'm not really a fan of League of Legends.
Mobile Online Battle Arena. That's
I think that's what it is. And we got the chance to watch the World Championship for League of Legends. That was really fun because we grew up playing Dota, and there are a lot of similarities, so we like that game. That's because there are too many players. It's too competitive. Where the hell? I asked you guys about clubbing, one of the nightclubs like in Seoul. How come you didn't go clubbing much? Jin, is that because of the drunken behavior, the violence, or the woman? No, it's just because I didn't really like the experience of clubbing at all. Because number one, I don't really enjoy dancing. And
Yes, you do. I saw you dance before. This guy's a good
Really?
dancer.
not really.
Remember we grooved to the hip hop? Remember?
Yeah, I mean, grooving to hip hop. I mean, if the place has good music, then yeah, that's good. But the overall experience of visiting a club was never pleasant to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because, man, once you leave the club, you come home, your whole body smells like cigarettes. Man, that's disgusting. Oh, and Skyrim and Oblivion. Oh my god, I miss those games so badly. Joe, the sitting duck. Okay. Like I said earlier, I like some Star Wars, but now
I can tell you, when we were playing Dota, I was not the sitting duck.
I'm back into the Jurassic Park franchise. Star Wars sucks. They're running out of Star Wars. Concentrate on the Jurassic Park franchise. Would you guys ever include your other friends into the live stream services one day? Yeah, if they're willing to join in, but I don't know if any of them around right now will be willing, because, you know, some of them are like really shy. I don't like mass games, the games that everyone is literally desperately crazy to get in and play. But in Skyrim, you plan on your own time, you decide everything from how much and what path. Haven't played it, and you can cheat if you want. By the way, Jin, if you select the mentions tab in the notifications panel, you might see my tag. Hold on, mentions tab in the notifications?
We'll do it now, Void. I think Void wants to show us something. No, but Doom Eternal... God, Doom Dark Ages... I have to try the Nightmare campaign, though.
You know, I have this notification setting here, and I have the setting to notify me when others mention my channel here, but it doesn't show any notification of mentions on my notification tab. That's weird. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this out. I don't know why it doesn't
So
show.
Void's tag isn't there?
No. Something's up. Okay. I like action-adventure games like Spider-Man PS5, Marvel, Spider-Man 2. I like wrestling games. I like Disney games. I like other stuff. Horror games in August. This year, they're making a Scream video game. Do you need a lot of Star Wars fans? Will be really angry at me if I said about Star Wars, give up on Star Wars, concentrate on Jurassic Park movies because they're running out of ideas. I don't know. I think a lot of Star Wars fans would also be angry, not at you, but at the creators, because they've been doing a lot of bad job.
No, but don't you think Star Wars is a bigger franchise than Jurassic Park?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because the whole, it's more of an epic. Yeah, because it's so vast, the whole universe of Star Wars, and the history is so long that I think there are more opportunities to start a new story. Because we're talking about the Republic and Empire all the time, but I think prior to the old Republic, there also used to be this like old like Forgotten Empire or something. What was it called? Was it called the Forgotten Empire?
The game. No, but the history goes back before that though. Like there are ancient Siths and stuff.
Yeah, there are these like, and we got a hint of this from, I don't know what it was. Was it Obi-Wan or was it Ahsoka? We had those witches. The one with Rey Stevenson.
Ahsoka.
Oh, that was Ahsoka. Yeah, that's right. We got those witches. So we get this feeling that there's this like ancient civilization, ancient Sith and stuff. It's just like what we get from Lord of the Rings. Because we also get the story about Angmar.
Oh, okay, no biggie. You can just search for Presumed Innocent to check out the trailer for the show on your own time.
Presumed Innocent.
That's the one with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, Presumed Innocent.
I think I may have saw.
Is it like a legal thriller? Because it sounds like one. A horrific murderer upends the Chicago prosecuting attorney's office when one of its own is suspected of the crime, leaving the accused fighting to keep his family together. Sounds interesting. And I trust Jake Gyllenhaal. He always does a great performance. And he always delivers. And I can see that the show has a pretty good rating.
Well, it's not even out yet, though. The critics, that's the critics score, I think. It's June 12th. The first episode is coming on June 12th. Oh, the Shogun guy is on it. No, that's not the Shogun guy. But anyway.
Cool. Who are you talking about?
OT Fagbenos.
I'm sorry, but I think a lot of kids probably made fun of his name.
No, they don't, man. Shut up.
No, your name has the word FAG, but...
Shut up.
And he was born in the 80s. Yo, he's from our generation. You know how horrible we were to each other?
Shut up, man.
Right.
All right.
Jin, can you please look up Spring Lock about costumes? What is Spring Lock costume? Spring Lock costume. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. But like I said, I would not trust my safety in that costume.
No, being inside must be a nightmare.
Yeah, nothing mechanical. I don't want anything mechanical in my suit. You remember what happened in Iron Man 2 when they showed demonstration going wrong of what's his name, the competitor?
Yeah.
I forgot his name. Like the whole torso twists 180 degrees and there's a person in there. Yeah, I'm not trusting myself in a mechanical suit.
You should play Doom because it fuses machines with demons. So it looks awesome. Just like the first Doom.
Yeah. If you like exploring and if you like open world games and also decent graphics and science fiction, you need to try Star Trek. It's super chill. That sounds like a good title. It makes me want to watch it.
Presume Innocent, I think.
Star Trek? There's an open world Star Trek game?
Kind of like Black Mirror.
Okay. What do you guys think? Yeah, with Fat Damon.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Stop calling him Fat. Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons, yeah, Fat Damon.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the idea of a Scream video game? He can play one of the main character in the game like Sydney or the others.
No, but don't they have the Friday the 13th game with Jason?
Really?
Yeah.
There's also a game?
Yeah, you can be Jason or one of the people running away.
Okay. This might be an unpopular opinion, but the modern aesthetics for the Empire is actually better than the old ones.
Don't you think it's similar though? I just think
I don't think there's too much of a difference.
It's all white and black.
Yeah, I haven't really like noticed much of a difference.
Yeah, white, black, and gray.
And I think the modern aesthetics is very it's like Nazi chic. But to be fair, I mean, I think it's dangerous to say that it's fair, but to be a little more objective about like the way the uniforms were designed, you gotta say that the Nazis had some very good designers. I heard their uniforms were designed by Hugo Boss, so they did look good in those uniforms.
They look intimidating as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, if you can make guys like Himmler look good in uniform, those gotta be some really good uniforms.
They make your shoulders bigger.
Yeah. Because Ben Affleck and Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man and Daredevil in the same universe. That was supposed to be a cameo appearance with Spider-Man, but they took that out. I remember back in the day when the first Daredevil movie was released, it did not have a very good review. I think it kind of bombed. Jurassic Park Survival, the game was supposed to come out last December, but it got delayed sometimes this year. There's a possibility you can find out when it's going to be released. Okay, yes, and it's old. Actually, I think it's made by Microsoft and it was never very famous, but it is online but not very popular. You mean the Star Trek game? So you can play with your friends if you can convince them to join. Okay. What about your opinions about a Scream video game? You can be Ghostface or you can play the characters as the survivors like Sydney. I would totally play like survivors and beat the shit out of Ghostface.
No, you won't. You'll choose Ghostface.
No, I won't. That's fucking creepy. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. Remember, I enjoy playing games where I'm like purging evil, where I can do evil stuff to evil.
That's a statement.
Yeah. They gotta make Punisher. The Punisher game. Oh no, we did have the Punisher game.
Yo.
In the 90s in the video game arcade, remember?
Won-Jin, play Doom 2016, you're basically the Punisher.
Oh man, I'm gonna get motion sickness. It has to be like the scrolling game, horizontal scrolling, 2-dimension game.
What's that?
But we did have that Punisher game in the arcade.
Oh,
not Metal Gear Solid. Hold on, let me show you.
2D, right?
Yeah, the Punisher arcade game. It was like a Final Fight. Yeah, this was it.
Oh man, that's old school.
That was old school. I remember that was also kind of brutal. You can like shoot the bad guys and blood would spill. And there's also the boss was Kingpin right there.
It's so funny how much violence you allow once you know they're evil. Watch it.
Right. A Ghostface would be too linear for me. Okay.
No, but any one of you play Doom 2016 or Doom Eternal? It's an amazing game. It's everything Won-Jin fantasizes about. It's basically you're this invincible super He-Man.
Justice.
Yeah, in a power armor suit, like a Halo armor. Hey, do you remember Halo? Halo was a good game, right?
Hold on.
What?
There's a mosquito.
Okay.
All right, keep going.
So, Doom Dark Ages just dropped, and it's an update to Doom Eternal, but they added a shield element.
Got it.
Yeah, and I think this is the first nice job. Poor mosquito. She was probably waiting to fly away for the first. Hey man, but
First blood.
yeah, mosquito coming means it's coming summer. But anyway, Dark Ages brings up the shield. I think it's the first time for FPS to actually equip the player with a shield, and it was really awkward for me in the beginning. You can parry attacks and stuff. Doom is with Reacher. Doom is basically where you play as Reacher, but way more violent. Oh, it's being confirmed Red Dead Redemption 3 is coming out in 2028.
Yo, I heard so many good things about that game, but
Me
I haven't
too.
got the chance to play it.
I was almost tempted to play, but I decided not to because I feel like it's one of those games that it's going to take like 500 hours.
Yeah,
of your
I
life
heard it's
away.
like Final Fantasy of cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but when you look at the title, you just know that it's going to be like, bye-bye 500 hours of my life.
You know, we didn't really give a crap about that when we were young,
Yeah,
but as we get older, we kind of realize how precious time is.
Yo, why did you need to say that? That changes the topic entirely from light-spirited game to...
Waste of time.
Not waste of time, but I would say...
I would say that time you enjoy wasting is not a waste of time.
No, you know what it is? It's like, when we were young, we could drink more alcohol, right? We could party more. But game is also like that. Like, we it's less fun for us.
Yeah.
Like, I think the satisfaction level goes down
And
when you go to your late 30s.
I also feel that I can feel it using up my mental energy.
Oh,
Like you said, you feel tired after playing. You know, I play Dota from time to time. I haven't really played these days, but I think last year when I played Dota, after about like 2 matches, I can no longer play. And I can see like every reaction is getting duller with every match.
No, but your reaction was always slow, one. You remember when I when I chopped you up in pieces
No,
with the
that was
butcher?
not a slow reaction. It was like a calculated decision to just go for it.
Just die by my hand.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
That was some kamikaze decision
Won-Jin,
right
tell
there.
the chat how much of a nightmare I was. They don't believe me.
Joe's very good at playing games. He's very good, and like you guys might not believe it, but he's very good at being like strategic in the heat of battle.
Yeah. No, but Won-Jin was always my favorite to kill because he's just
Because he could induce that reaction from me.
Yeah. And you know what the funny thing about Won-Jin is? Like when he loses his shit, like
I almost like destroy the mouse.
no, he's just like, fuck strategy. Where is Joe? Like he's like looking for me in the map. Like kill him.
Kill him.
And you know what's so funny? It's like kamikaze strategy. I don't care if I die, you die with me.
You're dying along with me.
Yeah.
And then my mission would be complete.
Exactly. Oh, sorry. Are you worried you're going to get lung cancer? Oh, Walker, I'm not worried about it.
What video game has racially offended you guys as Koreans?
Not
Nothing.
much, really.
Yeah, nothing really.
I think Won-Jin, you and I can agree. Like Starcraft was one of our best games we had. The first Starcraft and Brood War. I don't think you played Diablo though, right? You didn't play Diablo.
I did, but I didn't really enjoy it because I think I was too young to play it at the time.
Yeah.
I played Diablo for the first time when I was like, I think 11.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of scary for me.
Scary.
Yeah, it was kind of scary for me. You know, if you remember, Prince of Persia was also kind of scary if you think about it. When you played when you were like 8 years old, you're in a dungeon that with all these like spikes.
Yeah.
And you get impaled.
That's so true.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
It is.
But Diablo, man, that was on another level. So I didn't really enjoy it playing back then. There were more like harmless adventure games that I enjoyed. There was this game called Relentless. Have you ever played that or heard about it?
So.
That was a masterpiece. Yo.
Oh, no, but I'm sorry to cut you out, Won-Jin, but I know our favorite now. Koei's Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
That, you know, a lot of people talk about Sid Meier's Civilization. Like eating up a lot of your time. That thing's like a time machine. Man, these people haven't played the Romance of Three Kingdoms. Yo,
Koei's
that accelerates time.
Hey, Romance of the Kingdoms 4, 5, 6 are masterpieces. Oh, sorry, Void. The background insignia of General Huxley's speech, for example, and the designs for the Black Station were more distinct from the old ones. Not completely different, but a bit more unique. Yeah, Void. Like, that's a good point. I want to praise the design of the first Empire in the recent trilogy, though. Like, in the recent trilogy, the design department was not the problem.
It's the story department.
Yeah, the writing just horrible. Joe is a true geek, hell yeah. You know what I didn't like about playing Red Dead Redemption 2? Every time my horse got into, have either saved my horse or euthanized my horse.
Oh, no.
Yo, I bet they made that decision a lot in the West, though.
What's your favorite game for the play? Spyro the Dragon versus Crash Bandicoot. I haven't played
neither.
Yeah, neither. I haven't played either of them.
No, because me and Won-Jin were Donkey Kong generation.
Yeah,
too.
and Super Mario World.
Yeah, and Doom 1 and 2. I used to play Doom at my cousin's house.
And Duke Nukem.
Oh yeah.
Command and Conquer.
King of Fighters.
Tekken 1, 2, and 3.
Onimusha.
And, you know, Romance of Three Kingdoms.
Doom,
and what else did we play? Tomb Raider, Need for Speed. Yeah, I played, come to think about it, I played a lot of racing games because I like cars.
What do you think that games will be like in the future? That's a very difficult
I think we gotta watch Ready Player One. I think that's the future of gaming. We're gonna be like fully immersed in games in the future, I guess. They're gonna have like those haptic suits for real. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna go to a point where our senses get engaged in the game itself. It's gonna be creepy as hell.
Oh, Void, of course, Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. You know, I played Mortal Kombat for the first time when I was 8 with my uncle.
Did that traumatize you?
Man, I wasn't like traumatized, but I was so shocked at the sheer level of violence.
Oh yeah.
Man, you like pull a person's head out with the spine hanging. And Scorpion, what was it? Like, come over here, and then you burn them off, and you freeze them. Sub-Zero, you burn them, and then you like break them in half.
No, like Scorpion pulls out his
and he's like a skeleton,
because he's a spirit, and then he flames you to death, and then they freeze you to death and break you.
There's Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
And I remember like trying those commands because when they say finish him, you gotta like type in those commands to have those special fatality endings.
Fatality. Oh, Sub-Zero wins. That's such an iconic thing, though.
Flawless victory.
Void and Quake.
Oh, Quake 1, 2, and 3.
They did the jump. And
not just the jump. You know the best thing about Quake
triple kill.
Yeah, it was the announcer.
Annihilation.
Man, that guy's voice was like $1 million worth.
Holy shit.
And that was even, I think, it was used in Counter-Strike as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like humiliation.
Yo, didn't you like repine me in sudden attack, and then I learned it really fast and repined you back? You taught me sudden attack, right?
I don't know, but we did play that.
Yeah. Sudden attack is a shooter game. Oh, Rainbow Six. Void. Rainbow Six. Oh,
Rainbow Six was also hardcore. I like that game more than Counter-Strike because
it's realistic.
Yeah, it was realistic, and it gave you more like intense anxiety because with one shot you could die.
Yeah.
It was not like this percentage.
You know what I reckon? I think they should make video games when you feel the pressure of a gunshot or oh man, that's scary.
Yeah, that's like Ready Player One.
Yeah. I think that since we have AI, the next revolutionary technology in the game industry would be to implement a system where the game is blank, and then you take a deep personality test, and the game will build based on your personality. Zenzi, that sounds like a horrible idea.
Oh, you know, since we're talking about games, I think we should also review the Minecraft movie.
Oh,
yeah, because it went. Yeah, with Jason Momoa and Jack Black. Because I think it was causing some like ruckus in theaters. They had some like meme going on, throwing like popcorn whenever that chicken jockey like shows up or something.
Did you play Minecraft?
I like barely.
I never played Minecraft. To be
when
honest.
I played Minecraft, when I like tried it, I instantly knew like had this game been available when I was young, I would have spent endless hours on this game because there were so many elements I liked about it. Because you can build things in the game. Yeah, and you're all there on your own. It's like ZZ said, it's an open world.
So you're playing God.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And the more you play, the more the game will self-build quests. I never liked Quake because it looked disturbing. And don't get me wrong, I play with monsters usually, but Quake is just how horror movies are for Jin. Really, Quake was awesome. Yeah. Quake 4 was a masterpiece.
I really like Quake 3 Arena.
Oh, Quake 3 Arena.
Yeah, that was good.
I thought Quake 4 was a great follow-up though, because Quake barely had any story in it. But Quake 4, I think, tried to put a story in it. With the cyborg race, and Quake 4 is the one where they show us transform into I think a mechanical zombie. Like they show us chainsawed. And
I remember there were a lot of games that had like similar like vibe. We also had like Half-Life.
Oh man, we should change the title to reminiscing about games because I barely had a chance to talk about Doom.
Yeah. And instead of Doom, I grew up a lot. Like we mentioned it in previous episodes, I played a lot of Wolfenstein, and Wolfenstein 3D.
Man, I'm so glad that id Software is still doing. I think Wolfenstein is designed by a different studio now. I think. Yeah,
I think now it is, but back then it was created by the same creator of Doom.
Yeah. But I'm currently playing Hollow Knight and Shovel Knight.
I wonder what that is. Hold on, let us search what it is. Hollow Knight. Shovel Knight.
What about Elden Ring, guys? Anybody play Elden Ring?
Well, this looks adorable. What's this? Oh, it's like the scroll action game kind of thing. Okay. You know what I kind of miss? I miss old GTA. You know, GTA prior to GTA 3 before it became 3D. I like the top-down view GTA. That was really fun. And it made the criminal activity a little cuter.
You old bastard.
GTA 1 and 2, I miss that.
Yeah. What's wrong with the idea of video games where you can actually feel the pressure on a gunshot? I don't know. I think... How cool would it be if they make a video game when you actually are there in the game, say like a Jurassic Park game and getting chased by a T-Rex, but you're not really as your character in the game? I mean, Walker, I think they already have a lot of games like that where you're being chased. Because I think we both want to be predator and prey, right? Get that feeling? I miss games sometimes, and I don't have a gaming PC in Korea, but I swear I've been contemplating about getting one. I have a PlayStation 4 at my house that I never opened. Maybe I should give it to ZZ. Jin, I was watching Donkey Kong Country Game Over, and I read the comments and said when they were kids used to play at the music and the creeps.
Yeah, you mean the Game Over thing. Scott Walker, you talked about this last time. The Donkey Kong Country Game Over music, creepy.
Is it creepy?
I don't know. I never found it creepy when I was a kid because I didn't really pay attention. But I always found, you know, when I was a really, really small kid and I went to the boss stage of the original Super Mario. Dun 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 dun. That movie, I mean, not movie. That music was scary for me at the time. And it has such simple melody. And remember back then it was like all this like 8-bit sound.
Yeah.
And they still managed to to give me some
You know, Won-Jin,
terror.
Now that you mentioned that, you know what the problem with modern game is? I'm so saturated by CG and so much sound effect that it doesn't have that same impact we did when we were kids. Because when I played Doom 2 for the first time at my cousin's house, I went to the bathroom like 10 times. Like the horror music. Like I feel like I'm inside the dungeons and stuff. Yeah, I did find the Donkey Kong game over really very creepy. But why do you think it creeped out? Because don't you think it was because we were young, Walker?
Yeah.
There are two different games. Hollow Knight and Shovel Knight are pretty popular Metroidvania games.
What is Metroidvania?
I think that includes the vampire game too, right? Castlevania.
A Metroidvania game is a subgenre of action, adventure, and platformer games characterized by non-linear exploration and guided progression. Okay. I had no idea. Oh, okay. It was named after Metroid and Castlevania.
Yeah, Castlevania is very famous. They have shows and anime about it. After how many times I bullied you on here, I don't deserve a PlayStation. That's right, Zezzy.
2 different games. Guys, when you go to bed, listen to this YouTuber called Mr. Nightmare. He tells you one of the scariest stories on YouTube. Some are true and some could be true. That's like those old TV shows that are designed to scare kids.
Yeah. No, but Won-Jin, why don't you watch Daddy's Head? And
Yo!
I'll watch Mission Impossible.
I saw that photo. Dude, don't compare this to Mission Impossible. This is not equal.
Why not?
Mission Impossible is loved worldwide by millions of people with great rating. How many people have seen that Daddy's Head shit?
Yo, what?
Hold on, let's see. Daddy's
Just because it's popular doesn't mean it's right.
No, I'm not talking about right or wrong. Okay, it has a pretty shit rating on an Internet Movie Database.
What? What do you mean it does?
5.6.
Oh yeah. No, but don't
from
judge
5.2K.
No, don't judge a book by its cover.
Mission Impossible. The Final Reckoning. Oh, okay. This is the Dead Reckoning.
You mean Dead Reckoning Part 1?
7.6 out of 287,000
Hey, so
people.
chat. What do you guys think if Won-Jin watches Daddy Head and I watch Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol? Not Ghost Protocol, but
oh wow, this is written by an AI? It's a folk horror film directed by Benjamin Barfoot. It premiered at Fantastic Fest on September 22nd last year. Okay. Yeah, screw this.
Yeah, fuck it. Okay. No, but if you don't want it, you don't want it.
A boy and his widowed stepmother find themselves in fear for their lives after they are visited by an unexplainable creature which appears to mimic the boy's recently deceased father. Okay.
Did you watch Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah.
That's horror too, but
no, that was a satire. Yes, it was horror, but you know that's a satire. That's a very smart movie. This looks like a dumb movie. And Joe doesn't deny.
If you're selling, I'll pay for it so I can continue calling you names. You can call me names and shit even if you don't pay for it. I fall asleep watching police cam videos. Is that a thing these days? Like turning on YouTube and turning on cam videos until you fall asleep? That's funny. Which Disney video game did you guys find hard to beat?
Oh, I always got stuck in the Lion King video game. When you had to go up like against the waterfall. Yeah, that was difficult. I always got stuck on that
I played
stage.
Aladdin.
Aladdin, I saw the ending. I finished that game.
There's so many versions of Disney games though.
That was fun, like throwing apples and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Void, I was also used to watching surveillance street cameras to fall asleep at night. Please, boys, don't forget to watch Once Upon a Time. You'll love the show, okay? We will. Jin, look up Mr. Nightmare. Just get the crap out of me. He's right behind me. Oh, Red. Okay. Remember the Dead Space
I love
games?
Dead Space 1.
I was recently watching all their movies, and let me tell you, they were pretty artistically experimental.
I didn't watch the movies though. There's
Dead Space?
movies of Dead Space.
What was Dead Space?
It's a horror game.
Oh, okay.
It's kinda
I
like
haven't
Alien.
played this. Oh, it's from 2008. Okay.
No, it's a masterpiece. Dead Space 1, I highly recommend it. I think you'll like it actually.
You know, I really haven't played many games between like the year 2005 and 2000, I don't know, 25. I've missed out a lot of new games. I've just heard about them. I kind of lost interest in like new games. I remember prior to 2005, I was really excited with all these new game releases every year. I even used to read like those game magazines.
PC zones and stuff.
Yeah, and I would visit these like websites dedicated on video games, like GameSpot.com. Is it still around? They would rate video games and stuff.
GameSpot is, I think, still around.
Yeah, and also like CNET and stuff back then.
CNET is still around.
But I don't know. From a certain point, I kind of lost interest. And I remember in those like days when I was interested in games and new releases, there were so many great games back then, like Neverwinter Nights. What was it? There were some like great role-playing games back then. Oh, I forgot the name. Baldur's Gate. Have you played that? Baldur's Gate. Yo, there were some great games. Baldur's Gate, Command and
anyway,
Conquer.
guys, I think it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah, it's almost 10, and we're getting hungry.
We'll take one comment of each of. Similar to Love, Death, and Robots. Yeah, Love and Death Robots were a great series.
Yeah. Aladdin from 95 and Hercules. Was there a Hercules game? I don't remember, but I remember there was Tarzan game, which was like a 3D-fied version of Aladdin. Similar to Love, Death, and Robots. Every time I couldn't level up, I asked my aunt to help me pass to the next level. Interesting. You know, my mother was also really good at playing video games. Every time my sister and I came across the boss stage in Super Mario, my mom would always intervene and she would beat the level. And I heard like, why are you so good at this? And she told me she played a lot of Pac-Man in the like mid 80s in the US. She played a lot of Pac-Man, and she was really good with the controller and stuff.
Interesting. Steam is where I read reviews. Gave up on gaming journalism.
Steam didn't even exist. I remember when Steam first launched, and they had like an official version of Counter-Strike. Remember Counter-Strike was like a mod on Half-Life? Yeah. And then it had this official version of Steam. And there was also like a mod that turned the game into like a World War II thing.
I have a question, Grandpa. What the fuck is wrong with you? Did you...
Day of Defeat. Yeah, Day of Defeat. That was it.
Yeah, Grandpa. Thank you.
Man. I think the game was called... not the game, but the company's called Valve, right?
Valve is very famous.
Valve. They're the one who made Steam, I think.
Is this when like Koreans used to pray to their ancestors still on the mountains?
And when people would still buy like pirated games. Because Steam, that online gaming platform thing was like relatively new.
No, but I get all my games from Steam now.
Yeah, now you can just buy them on Steam. But back then, it was a very like experimental concept of having an online gaming platform.
Hey Zazie, don't call me grandpa anymore. This guy's a grandpa. Look at the way he talks.
Yo, have you guys installed games with like 5 different floppy disks?
Oh my god.
They were numbered from 1 to 5, and while installing games, they would ask you to insert the next floppy disk.
Look at him talk, guys. He's so proud of it too. Fucking disgusting.
Man,
shut up, boomer.
Those days were so old.
Look at his face. He's so proud, self-satisfied with his own history.
And copying a game was so easy because all you had to do was just copy that floppy disk.
Look at his happy face. Anyway, I miss playing Hercules. It was 2D, but damn it. Like I like the 2D games sometimes too.
Hold on, Hercules game. Oh, okay. It also looks very similar to the games we played from Disney, like Aladdin and The Lion King. Man, they really don't have new ideas, do they?
Yeah. No, but Doom Dark Ages has a lot of... We should change the title. I barely got to talk about Doom Dark Ages. Is that Disney's show spinoff? I believe I watched Dylan reacted them. And then Once Upon a Time, Tinkerbell, Lucas Her Wings and Powers.
Loses her wings and powers. Evil fairy in her name is the Black Fairy, and she's Rumpelstiltskin's mother. Okay, I think.
I want to see Tinkerbell's like wings getting ripped off forcefully.
I think it had 7, 9 levels. They were very difficult. I remember those Disney games. They would give you like the secret code. So if you like turn off the game in the middle, you type in that secret code and you could start from that level.
See, this is what we need to learn from this talk today, guys. Like Disney, we gotta get them when they're young. Look at these fucking slaves to Disney's, reminiscing about, and then complaining about Marvel movies when they're owned by Disney. You fucking slaves! You guys must be very proud of your slavemanship.
What are you gonna eat tonight? I don't know. We haven't decided yet.
But anyway, guys, I think it's time to wrap it up. Scott Walker, Void, and Zezzy, thank you so much for joining the chat.
Yeah.
Like, it was awesome talk until Won-Jin went to grandpa mode and reminiscing about floppy disk like he's a fucking World War II veteran. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Since Andor is done, next week we're going to go review Maid and Last of Us.
All right, Mission Impossible.
Protocol. And then we're going to check out Lazarus. And then once upon a time when we have the time.
Yep.
But big shout out to y'all. I want to say thank you to Ichan Home for joining the chat. I cook for my wife, Jasmine, Kayla Marie, Music, Eva, True, Prickly Pear.
Boy, it's like, okay, chill, Joe. Disney made my childhood.
We're going to end the chat now, you slaves. You slaves. I'm just kidding, guys. I enjoyed it too. Honestly, Disney movies, Lion King was my favorite growing up.
We all grew up singing those songs.
That's true. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great week. And we're going to see you next week to talk about... And guys, tell us what you guys prefer. Do you like our movie reviews or to Let's Talk? Because I feel like you guys like our Let's Talk more. I don't know what to focus on. But,
You know, Scott Walker... I'll try to watch at least maybe like one episode of Once Upon a Time.
Okay.
I think I got season 1 ready for it.
Okay, so we can talk about that.
Yeah, I can probably talk about it and tell you about it.
Okay, guys, have a great week. We're gonna see you next week. This has been JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Won-Jin.
We'll see you next week. Bye,
guys.
And I'm going to take this World War II gaming grandpa up the stairs so he can lie in bed and sleep now. He's obviously low on blood sugar. Oh, my child Joe, do you remember the flippy flops when we put in the computer?
Voice says movie reviews for me.
This is called a computer, and this is called Microsoft Windows.
Don't get flooded.
This is like putting
have an umbrella on
This is like putting 10 sugars on a tea.
Nightmare stories tonight before you go look up Mr. Nightmare. Okay.
Bye.
Bum bum bum.
Oh, that's good music.
Game over.
Game over. Fatality. Joe wins. Brutality.
Humiliation.
Sub-Zero wins.
First blood. Holy shit.
Triple kill.